Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell 'em. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles, compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles, go take care of your business. Success Chronicles, it's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Living and learning is an important process that we must enjoy in our life. It's important to serve others as well. When we live, learn, and serve, it's
You
inspiring.
should follow your heart, you can lead in a dream. Be the captain of your soul, not building your team. Live, learn.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles, and this one is pretty special for me. Today, I'm here with my guy, Coach Greg Robinson. He's going to be interviewing me, and the tables are turned. And so what we did was the first time when I did episode in season one, we did episode number 42 where he interviewed me, and 42 is special for me because 42 is my college football number. But now I've been blessed to continue to do the Chronicles and have some growth and do some things. And now we're on season two, episode number 42. So now, just looking forward to being put in the hot seat, if you will, and be on the other side of it. And man, I wouldn't have anybody else greater than my guy, Coach Greg Robinson, on with us. And really good guy, doing some amazing things to give back and take care of people, take care of kids. Good-hearted dude, hard-working man, and just a solid guy. And I'm so grateful to have him on. So first off, thanks so much, Coach, for interviewing me, my man.
I wouldn't, man. I'm humbled and I'm honored, man. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have it with any other guy, man. So I really appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir.
Because we've, I got a chance to interview you first out of all these people, man. So it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'll jump right into it here.
Okay.
I know times have changed since the last time we've got on an interview. A lot has transpired in the world. Oh my goodness. So more than anything, kind of want to check on you, and ask you a question. Man, I know for the people as well, how have you been? Family, and how has this time been? I know that we're all have kind of been through it. How has this time been for you with everything that's been transpiring in the world? What are some things you've taken away from your experiences during this time?
I think for me, when you look at as far as the time and then the takeaways, I think as far as the time, I think it's truly been a blessing for me, as far as the time away from, the normal grind, if you will. And this, as being educators and coaches, teachers, like we never have time like this to have quality family time. Or ever, like combined, like if you added it up, we never had this much time, or even, just the time to be able to do the things that we've always wanted to do to learn to be better, so, reading and, like I said, quality time with the family and, writing, whatever those things are. And so I really, I'm a maximizer. So for me, I've looked at it as, man, this is a great opportunity to get better. And so, I've tried to really just dive deep into the things that I've always wanted to do but never had time to. So now it's no excuse. Like I got to get it done, right?
Oh, we got a lot of time on our hands. Seems
like, right. But yeah, just did more writing, created some products. Got my LLC business. So really just, headed in the right direction. I think for me, the takeaways are we're fortunate. Of course, things could be better. You look at our world, for sure, things could be better. But then they also could be worse too. So
Yeah.
I just think that we have to, just be aware of where we are in our times, and then just continue to have growth and strive to, have compassion and love and look out for one another.
That's huge, man. Just so many little small conversations, and I was like, talking to my young people, my kids, and I was like, man, good people just got to keep treating good people good.
Man, love it. Yeah.
We're gonna get there, man. So I know that you said you got your LLC business going. Had a question because I got an opportunity to read 2 of your books, man. They were outstanding, and I've been trying to let everybody know, as much as I can to pass it on. What's it like being certified, bona fide author, dropping books? What's been tough in that process, and what has been some highlights?
I think, man, that's a good question.
Bam.
Bona fide, certified author. I think for me, man, the first thing is like every time like I hear somebody talk about it, like even when you were saying it, or every time like I pick up one of the books, or every time like I have on my bookshelf, I have like books, people order them, I can send them out. Every time I just look at those, in all of those cases, it just gives me chills, man, because growing up, from where I'm from, like, man, I didn't know any authors growing up. You know what I'm saying? And to just, and to say that, like, I'm a 4-time author, 3-time best-selling author. Man, it's been really neat, the journey, and I consider it a huge blessing, and I don't take it lightly. So I think the things as far as tough, how you ask what's tough and then what's been highlights, I think the tough thing initially was really not knowing the process of doing it, but I was blessed to be around. So like my first couple of books, they were co-authored with Dr. Oliver T. Reed. And I was really fortunate in that situation because, I mean, he's 20 books in. And so he works with another guy, and they teach people how to write and publish. And his friend owns a publishing company. And so, I was blessed with the opportunity to just be around him and learn the game and those kind of things. And so now it's been a blessing. And so my 4th book is my first solo book, which is The Formula Chart for Life. And that's the one I just dropped most recently. And so now, I've learned that process. And now the tough part is I can't get enough out there quick enough. Right. And that's so now, so now, like, I'm on fire, man. Like I'm in the process of, and I'll just let this out there since it's just you. And I hadn't really told many people about this, but I'm doing a book about my mother. And we know that, my mother just passed here recently. So I'm writing a book about her, and I'll be dropping that soon. I'm also co-authoring with a businessman as well, David Chin. We're writing a book on quality relationships. So, those are some of the things that I've been doing during the time that we've had, to dive deep in there. And so, man, that's really been neat. And I think another, as far as a highlight, the cool thing now is that, there's other people that I'm connected to or close to, have relationships with, and that want to write books. And so now I can help them and assist them with the process of what I've grown through. And I didn't say gone through, I say grown through, because it was a growing process.
Right, man. Blessing past is a blessing received, man. That's
man.
Oh, man. So another one got, all right. You've been on an amazing path thus far with your Success Chronicles. What goals have you accomplished, and what are some goals you still have ahead of you? This is how many? Well, before we start, how many interviews have you done? How many chronicles do you have?
Oh man, so I'm glad you asked that because so the first season was 150 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we're into season 2 now, and this is season 2, number 42 of season 2. So I mean, you add that, close to 200. But then on top of that, I've probably done that or more that's still in the vault that I haven't put out yet. And so, man, just so when you look at that, that's how many people I've like just talked to about life and success. So, man, for me, it's blown me away the knowledge that I've been able to learn through that process, through that path, because, my goal is to just talk to people of all walks of life. I'm not people say, what's your requirement for, guests? I was like, well, I got one requirement. Will they talk to me? Well, if they talk to me, then yeah, they could be on my show, And so, but really, I say that because I think we can learn from everybody. And that's the beauty of it for me is, I'm going to go vacation Bible school on you. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. And so, for me, we all have value, and that's what's been really neat for me, gaining that value. And it's allowed me to really just, really far surpass anything I ever thought it would be. Like when I started, I just, my goal was to just show appreciation to those people that I was blessed to be around and learn from. You were one of the first that I interviewed, and so
rough, bumpy.
No, we had a good time. We always have a good time.
Had a great time, man.
Always have a good time. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell this story. So when I started out, I always, I'm a preparer. I had my questions. And for those of you that go back and look, there was a folder that I always kept the questions in. And every interview, I would have the folder. And Coach Rob, he give me a hard time about, man, you on TV, you got this manila folder. He give me a hard time about the folder. So I had to upgrade. And now, I went to the iPad,
Yeah. So, iPad. I see the backpack you had the other day. That was so cool.
Yeah. So, in that process, you can look at growth from there, from manila folder to leather backpack.
From humble beginnings. Boy, what a folder, man. You blown up, got rid of the folder. Now I'm just moving up.
That's it. But yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good growth. But goals that I have, for me, this has really showed me that the possibilities are possible.
Right.
And just like I said, growing up, I didn't know any authors. There's a lot of things that, everything that I'm doing, like I'm completely out of my comfort zone, completely out of my lane of what I've done. I've been an educator, teacher, coach, sports, but I think within that, there's some transferable skills, right? There's some disciplines that we learn that are transferable skills, and they go across everything. So, quality relationships,
big, huge,
like communication,
huge,
respect, time management, all of those things that we learn via sports or life, it's transferable, and you can apply those things to anything you're doing, which allows you to still continue to have growth. And so I think for me, I'm on fire right now because I've seen, literally seen in 3.5 years, like anything that I can think to create or do or people to meet or go anywhere I want to go or travel to speak, it's possible. I've done it.
Right.
And so now, man, I'm like, what you gonna do now? Just pushing yourself, put it on there, let's go to work.
Put it on there.
Let's go. And so that's where I am now. Really just looking for growth. We'll be doing book tour, speaking, more speaking. I'm certified John Gordon, Power of Positive Leadership trainer. So we'll be certified training people in that. I did some of that before the COVID stuff, but then they kind of put a damper on it. And so now we're able to do some virtual as well as in person. So really looking forward to that. So as far as the goals, that's where I'm headed.
Wow, that's huge. Those are big, lofty, put it on there type. So I have my last one here.
Gotcha.
thought was pretty cool. It kind of sums up because I know, you spoke of your book business in your path to being an author, just the different lives you've touched. 142 episodes. We're on 150. We're on 42 now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when you first started this, I think as I watched, I know I had what I thought was an idea of success. And it's really cool to hear and take little nuggets and pieces from everybody that you've interviewed that I watch. And I'm like, man, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And so it's cool because you're picking up steam, just reaching out and adding value to society, just listening to different people. And here I am, I'm further strengthening my philosophy and what I thought success was and what it is.
Yeah.
And so for you, I ask, what's your definition of success? How little has it changed since you've gained more insight, or has it stayed the same through the interviews that you've done?
I think it's man. First, I think it's a good in-depth question. I love that.
Super.
I think really there's layers to it, right? In the words of Meek, there's levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I've always been a hyper-focused and hyper-driven person. Always been that way. But it's really allowed me to really, just like you said, I like the way you described that, because it's been that same process for me too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had an idea of kind of what, I had, but then what I've learned is, using the sports analogy, just like anything, things are in seasons or phases,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my definition of success when I was in high school is way, way, way different of what my definition of success is now, or my definition of success, in college, was different than my definition of success when I graduated and had a real job for the first time. So,
Right.
In those, what I'm hitting on is the growth throughout that whole process. And I think in our life, we have to find, well, first, let me say this. I think success is individual. Success comes in seasons and phases. So depending on where you are and who you are and what your priorities are determines your definition of success at that moment, right?
Right.
So that's where I'll start. But then the next phase of that is along that whole path that I just talked about. I think within that, you have to find ways to find happiness for yourself. Whatever that may be, what that looks like for you, what your priorities are. And then I think the second component or second phase of that is having the ability to grow personally while making a positive difference on the people around you. And so for me, like, that's my thing. Like, I believe somebody, you may have heard this before. Somebody told me before, man, with Chip, it ain't no gray area. It's black or white. Oh wait, that's you. You said that about me.
Yes or no, man.
Yeah, like ain't no in between. And so yeah, so for me, that's what it is. Like I'm focused, serious about what I do. Like everything that I do is intentional. I don't waste time on any things that's not gonna help me grow or help me be better for the people that I love and care about. And I'm like that's a non-negotiable for me, right? And so yes, there is no gray area because I know the sense of urgency for me, the impact that I can make if I'm on point to the best of my ability, right?
Right.
So, long way around to answer your question. For me, man, I think success is individual upon the person in seasons and phases. I think the big picture is, finding your happiness, and then the third component for that, like I said, the ability to continue to grow and make while making a positive impact.
Man, I love it. I don't know that I can top any of that, man, but I love it. Man, those are all the questions kind of I had, man, but
okay.
always good to chop it up, man. It's always something new and something new and inspiring, that you got your finger on, or it's and I appreciate that from all the people out there that gravitate to quality people down to the bone, and that's you for sure. And you've always been 100, man. Like there's no left or right or anything. Like I know where Chip's heart is always, man. That's a pretty awesome thing, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. You saying that, and that means a lot to me because, if people could say, for me, when I go see the big man, if there's one thing that people can say about me, if they can say that I was consistent, kind of what you're saying, you're like, what you're gonna get, straight up, and so like for me, I'm good. If people can say those things about me, I'm good. But then the other thing too is, those are the same things that I see in you as well. And so I think, when you are, I think that's the really cool thing about, this journey with the Success Chronicles. Man, I've been blessed to cross paths with some amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in that pot too, and when I say that is, the next phase is, but man, I get to really just, like they're really giving me their time for us to just hang out and talk life and success and for us to both get better mutually,
Right.
And so I think, man, that's where it's at. That's what it's all about. And for me, I love the beauty of differences. You know what I'm saying? Like I love to hear different perspectives and, learn and understand and grow from people that are like me or people that are totally not like me. I welcome all of that because like I said, we all add value to our world. And I like to, before we get off here, man, I want to talk about this concept of the concept of addition versus multiplication. You by yourself, you add lots of value to the world, right? Me, by myself, I hopefully I'm adding some value to the world, right? But when we come together, the value that we can add is multiple, right? And so, that concept, man, that's what it's all about for me. Just multiplying the value that we can add to help make our world a better place, man.
I'm with that, man. And I'm grateful. Hopefully we get ready to interview part 3 and 4, man, on years as this thing takes off and keeps going, keeps blowing up for you, man.
Yes, sir. Well, again, thank you for taking the time to do it. Truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate how you do what you do, my man. And you guys that, are checking it out and have been avid supporters of the Success Chronicles, man, from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate the fact of your support. And it means so much to me, more than because you don't have to take the time to listen or like or subscribe, or you don't have to take the time to do that. But if you've done that, I truly appreciate that. And my hope is that, I've been able to add some value to you or your family or the people that you love. So, just again, thanks so much, Coach Teddy. Thanks so much for you guys for the support, and just continue to follow and share the positive vibes and go get it.
Go get it.
All right.
Go get it. 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 Go get it.
Go get it.